Hi, my name is Wendy. I'm the owner of Culac. We're a new banh counter that just opened in downtown Montreal. And we specialize in experimental and creative flavored banh. And when I moved to Canada, I realized that the Vietnamese food that you can find here is it's just a very small part of the Vietnamese cuisine as I knew it, as how I tasted it growing up. So I decided to bring a little bit of the Vietnam that I know and love by bringing banh mi's here and doing new twists on it to reflect the very vibrant and fun and creative landscape of the Saigon that I grew up in. I learned how to cook from my mom, and when I moved here, I learned how to cook by myself. So my mom gave me the foundation, and then I kind of like built on it by myself. I didn't go to school for it. And to make these banh mi recipes, it took months and months of research of bread recipes, of the pickled daikons, of which soy sauce to use, how to marinate the meat, how to get it to the perfect saltiness and texture level so that everything, when combined together, it makes sense and it still retains that Vietnamese DNA. So it's a lot of home cooking skills combined with the knowledge and the kind of like the muscle memory in terms of taste of what I grew up with.
Great.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
I love long stories.
So Culac started last year in September. Culac's a Virgo, unfortunately. My mom's a Virgo. I shouldn't shit on Virgo. Sorry. It started in September when we did our first pop-up as a stall in a street food at a street festival. It wasn't even a food festival; it was just a street festival, and that was how it started. And we did well, and I was surprised that I didn't have to explain to people my vision. It was clear enough in the food and in the branding that people liked it and accepted me as who I am. So after that, I was like, okay, so there's potential for this. So I started doing more pop-ups, more events. I started getting booked for catering, for corporate, nonprofits, a variety of different clients. And then at a certain point, the orders were coming in a little bit more consistently. And then I started renting out a commercial space because at first everything was made at home. So I rented out the commercial space hourly, and then it started growing more. And I realized that I have to move into a commercial space full time and do this full time. So that's what I did, and I found, I've been friends with Sarah, the owner of Kaiser Manga Cafe, for a while, and we were chatting one day, just catching up, and I told her that I'm looking for a commercial space, and she told me, what are the chances? I have an empty space at the back of my cafe. And by the way, it used to be a kitchen. So there's all the hookups. There's the gas, there's the electricity, there's the sink hookups, there's everything. And the space, she was never going to use it. It was part of the lease, but it was too much work and too much space for her to use. So she said that it was available for rent. So I signed with her and I became her roommate. I technically rent from her, so I am a subleaser, but we feel more like roommates and we help each other out a lot. And it's one of the best relationships I've ever had in my life, to be honest. Her and her husband are just such wonderful people. And so it starts, the renovations of this kitchen. If I were to show you photos, it was horrendous at the beginning. It looked like it was abandoned. The last time it was a kitchen, it was probably at least 5 years ago. So all the walls were just concrete. It was really, really cold in here because it was during winter and the insulation was not great. And we bought all the equipment, and thank God the landlord took care of some of the building stuff. So for example, the walls and the electrical outlets, those were the two construction things that we needed to do. So the landlord took care of that. So our bill to build up this kitchen was under $10,000, which was what I wanted. I wanted to start small, and with whatever money that I make from the business, I reinvest. So We opened in April 23rd to be precise, and we started having people coming in, finding us through Google, and having regulars, and also online deliveries, and the catering orders are still there, obviously. So that's where we are now. So the next year or two, I'm going to be here. I still have to establish myself and find my rhythm, and also get people to know Culac. But eventually, my biggest goal is to have a space that I call my own. So having my own flagship store where I incorporate all the different elements that I'm really passionate about under one roof, and really bring that experience of what it's like eating street food in Vietnam to Montreal. So combining, interior design and music and cultural experiences and food and drinks, everything together. That is my biggest goal, and eventually we'll get there. I don't have a timeline of when we'll be able to get there, but yeah, that is the long-term Culac goal.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're not allowed.
No food.
Not allowed. Just let me